Okay, in this video I want to show you how to do the editing and publishing in WordPress. Okay, so we've already completed the editing before in the NeuronWriter. Okay, we've already imported it now, let's say, into WordPress, but I want to show you how to edit. Obviously, you probably already have a little bit of experience and knowledge inside of the WordPress app, but I just want to show you how we do it here so you can follow along with us and maintain the processes that we're using. Okay, so I'm going to start with let's start with this article that I have in draft mode here. So I'm just going to click on the edit and I'm going to open that up. Now, as it opens up, currently when we export from the NeuronWriter into WordPress, it's coming in as the classic editor, which I really don't like, and it seems to be a bug that they're working on to fix right now. But let's just go with it. As things improve, we'll update the process in the video. So anyways, what we want to do in here now, again, back into the editing mode before we start publishing, or if you want to call it publishing mode, that's kind of what we're doing now, right? So just look over the article, make sure that it imported correctly. There's no extraneous spaces or, you know, things that might have happened during the transfer process. So I'm just going to quickly kind of scroll through here, and it looks like everything came over pretty well. One other thing that I want to mention that I didn't talk about in the NeuronWriter was the skinny paragraphs. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with what skinny paragraphs are, but a skinny paragraph is simply just two sentences, around two sentences, maybe three short ones. And that's it, and that's to aid in the readability for the reader while they're reading the articles on our website. So if you didn't catch those inside of Neuron to fix them, you can just make those additional edits here in WordPress. So it looks pretty good here going through this article. I didn't really see anything that stood out from me. Maybe this paragraph might be a little bit long. It looks like it's maybe 3 sentences long one. So if that's the case, just put a space in there in between and break those up a little bit to make it a little bit easier, again, for the readability from the users. Here's another one, for instance. So just kind of go back in, do that throughout the article. Again, we want to just have like a little bit, maybe about an inch space, I guess you could kind of calculate and gauge as far as the width of the paragraph. So if it looks like it's a little more than an inch long, and again, I'm from the United States, so I'm talking inches. You probably use millimeters. I'm not sure what that conversion is in millimeters, but somewhere around this size right here, whatever that might translate to. If it's really like a long sentence, like this one seems, oh, there's a short one, there we go. There's not really much you can do. I mean, you can't break it in the middle of a sentence, so again, we'll just kind of break these up as we go back up and look at these. I guess they look pretty okay. And once we've finished all of the additional edits that we might need, if you haven't already reviewed the quality of the pictures and the quality of the videos, if they were added by the writer, then I recommend that you do that now and just go through the article and check the quality. Make sure the resolution of the image looks clean, clear. There's no points or pixelation in the picture. It doesn't look stretched or squished. And it fits the size of the article. As you can see here in our blog, we have these white lines in the white area, the page, if you will call it, that the blog article width is spanned to. Everything past that is not. So, if the picture is really skinny, maybe it starts here and ends here, it might look kind of funny. So we may need to just change the picture. Or if you found a picture that, you know what, this really doesn't match this article, we can just delete it and add another picture at this point. All of the videos, same thing. If the videos look squished or stretched or something like that, we may need to redo those videos. So the artist and the writers are supposed to provide us with all the URLs, all the links for all of the pictures and all of the videos that they used inside of the article. That way you can easily go to those URLs, go back to the original source where the picture or the video came from, and maybe just copy it again, re-import it back into the article, and just kind of swap out the bad one for the good one. Okay, so I'm not sure if you're familiar with embedding the videos into WordPress or into NeuronWriter. But it's a pretty simple process, and I can show you how to do that. So since we've finished really going through the article and everything looks pretty good, the two things we want to do, again, like I said, is that we want to make sure the pictures are right and the videos are right, and all of the links work. So we need to test all of the URLs that they have put into the article, again, if any, and just check them and make sure that they work. Now, I don't see any links put into this article by the writers, so in that case, if they provided the list of URLs for us, then we would take that list and we would add in those links at this time. So a couple things we need to be concerned with when we're adding links to our page here in WordPress is we need to make sure that the links are added correctly. And what I mean by that is, let's just say, let's just pretend that this is a URL that we need to create inside of WordPress. So what we would need to do is we would need to first go in there and we would need to create this link. And to do that, it's not going to allow me to easily do it in the classic mode, but you have to actually scroll all the way back up to the top where the toolbar is, and then click on the Insert Link button. This one right here is to remove the links, but let's add the links. So I'm going to click on that and then scroll back down to where I was adding the link to, and we should see that box. Or you should see the link. Yeah, there it is. And then we can just paste our link in there from the checklist that the writers gave us. Now in this case I don't have one since I'm making this up as we go, but I'm just gonna put in google.com, for instance. And then what we want to do is we want to click on this little gear symbol, and we want to check this box that says open link in a new tab. We always want that for every link that we put in our articles. So that's one of the things, if the writer did put it in, we want to make sure we open that link, check it to see is it a open in new tab window, and if not, add that and update it again. We also want to make sure that it is a DoFollow link, not a NoFollow link, and not a sponsored link unless it actually is a sponsored link. So in this case, there is not a NoFollow link checked, so we don't want to add that. So if we do that, it's telling the web crawlers, basically, you probably know this already from the from your background, but that it is a we do not want them to follow the link. But in this case, we do want them to follow the link. If it is for something like an affiliate marketing link that we're adding in, if it's a link that we're just referencing a source, we don't need to check that box as well. We can have it as a do follow as well. So we'll go ahead and just click update here. Our link is added, and then I would recommend clicking on it to make sure that it does actually work, and it opens in a new tab like you see it did there, and we know it works. Okay. To remove that, again, we can just break that link, get rid of it, and it's gone. Now, the next thing we want to do in this case is, if the writer has not added in the pictures, if they have not added in any videos, we want to add in at least a feature image at the top of the at the top of the page. I like to do it as a feature image. So if you select it here, if they've added it in Neuron, it's not added as an actual feature image. You can see here, so that the SERPs actually see that. So what you'd want to do is you'd want to just delete this image and go to the source that the writer has given you, that tells you where they found the picture from. If they didn't send it along with the article, then we'll need to go back and download that picture and save it. As here, we can't really save it. I don't believe we might be able to copy and paste it, but sometimes that degrades the images. So I like to go back to the original source and get that picture added as a featured image, and simply just click on feature image, go to select files. It'll either let you select it from your hard drive, or if we've already added it to our media library, then you can just select it from there. Once you select the image, you'll want to make sure you add the alt text at minimum to every picture. And I simply like to write the description of the picture in that alt text, and then copy and paste it into the description section as well. And then make sure that the picture has a unique title that we can easily find it again doing some research. Set that featured image, and then that will finish that for us. And then this area will be obviously blank, because it won't show the featured image until we actually preview it or publish the article. So some of the next stages we want to do is we want to check the RankMath score. So right now the RankMath score is set to, or not set to, is only at 13 out of 100. So we need to get that score up a little bit higher. And to do that, what we're going to do is click on that button there. We're going to go into look at the focus keyword. The focus keyword in this case should come directly from the content brief. And I created the content brief, so I know that the actual keyword is inventory control system. So I'm just going to copy it here and paste it into the featured keyword. And you can see as soon as I do that, it jumps up to 70%, which is actually a passing score for all of our MVP articles, which is good. However, we do really need to check a few more things before we just hit save and publish, to ensure that it's still set up properly, so that the SERPs and the search engines read it properly and the title shows correctly as we anticipate it to. So we'll click on Edit Snippet here. It shows us a little preview here of what it looks like, but can't really see too much of it. And when I go to the contents of that, you'll see again another preview up top, and you'll see right now it's showing title, and then it has this percent title percent, which is okay. You can leave that alone. I've got that preset for all articles. It's really just pulling the H1 title that was created in Neuron, which is shown here as well, and it's putting that information to be able to pull that title directly, and you can see it displays correctly here. We also want to check the permalink to make sure that the permalink is correct, and in this case you can see the permalink is actually saying it's 69 or 89 characters, and it should only be 75 characters long. So we need to edit this permalink so that it is in the SEO guidelines. So we can really just kind of go in there, and we want to leave the dash marks in between, and everything needs to be in lowercase, and it needs to at least contain the keyword of the article for SEO. So I'm going to try to remove a few things and see if I can't get that under 75 characters. So let's see what we can do here, and still keep kind of the article describing the title without maybe not being the complete title. We also want to make sure there's no numbers, no symbols other than the little dash mark in between the words. So let's see what we can do here. I don't know. Maybe just inventory, control systems, to boost. I think it was 2 was here before, so to boost productivity. Maybe that's good enough. Kind of gets the point across, kind of fits the title well, and it's in the correct range. Now I'm also noticing while we're talking that my title looks a little bit long and is actually getting cut off. So that's something we want to be concerned with as well. I generally create the titles and I check the length of them. I believe the SEO requirement is 60 characters before it starts cutting off your title. And if your title gets cut off, obviously your customers, the readers, don't know 100% what you're trying to say, and if that last word is important, they do not see that word, so maybe they will glance over your article and go on to your competitor's article instead, which we don't want, obviously. So we'll have to fix this title so that it actually conforms to the correct length. And now we also need to put in a description of the article. Now, the article description should have come in. Sometimes it does with NeuronWriter, and most of the writers provide the information for us in the NeuronWriter. So I'm going to go back to NeuronWriter and get that information and just copy and paste it here. So let's do that. So this is the inventory control systems. Let's go back to the content writer and find that article. Inventory control systems, here it is. I'll click on that, open it up. And then once it opens here, we have the title, and then the meta description is inside there. So just click on the title and that'll open up this box here for us. Now, looking at the title here, it's actually passing the requirements of 600 pixels in NeuronWriter. It's at $5.99, but it's not actually passing the test for RankMath. So we really need to be more concerned with RankMath, because RankMath is doing the publishing of the article to our blog, and NeuronWriter is not. So that means we need to edit this title here, and we also need to copy this description and make sure that the description is short enough. And again, it is. If it was not, these numbers would be highlighted in yellow to let you know that they're too long and not in the SEO approval guidelines. So let's just start with one thing at a time here. Let's copy and paste. I'm going to go back to my WordPress. We'll paste that in. You'll see here in RankMath thinks that that description is only 152 out of 160 characters, which is fine. It's still in the limits. And again, I want to go off of this RankMath specifications. So let's go back and I'm going to show you another tool here that I use, and it's called the Moz Title Tag Checker. Okay, so here is that page, and it just basically talks about the title tag and the length, and they tell you here it should be 600 pixels. And what did they're using a different form. They're using PXs, and they're using, I don't know, it's not matching up with the PIXEL, which is the pixels that I've been going by for Moz, and that's what RankMath actually goes by. That's about 60 characters. I was right, for how long it should be. But let's grab that title from Neuron, and we'll go back to Moz. I'll just copy paste it here, and you can see, sure enough, it is cutting off in that same spot. So we need to edit this title tag, and let's see what we can do to maybe get it to pass. Why leaders need inventory control systems. Maybe we can just get rid of 2, maybe put a little colon there just to kind of get the point across. That's still not good enough. We need some more suggestions to get this shorter. What can we do here? Let's see. Why leaders need. I'm not quite sure. And I think, if I recall, that might actually not even be the correct. Let's go back to our content brief and see what's happening here. Inventory control systems. Is this my content brief? Yes. Let's look at this content brief and see. Yeah, that's the title I had given it. So I'm not quite sure why it was so long when I normally use that to test it. Alright, well, we have to do something with this title, so let me figure out what to do on that while we continue on. We'll come back to this. Go ahead and just close that. It automatically saves it. And if you look at our score, it actually increased a little bit from adding the permalink. We shortened that up, and we added the description. So a few other things we need to do is just kind of scroll down and look at the RankMath section, all of these sections here, and make sure we can try to get it any easy wins. At this point, we really only need a 75. I think I said 70 before, but 70 is the SEO score from NeuronWriter. 75 and, or above to be approved for publishing. But let's just see if we can find any quick wins that, might be a 1-2 click kind of, easy fix and improve it even more. So I wouldn't spend more than, say, 5 minutes doing this, since it's already at the minimum here. But let's see what we have. Add an image with the focus keyword. Okay, so adding the image with the focus keyword is really, they're talking about the alt text. So if you remember when I said bring in the image and add the alt text, in that alt text description, make sure you use the keyword in that section. And I've actually found this section to be a little, I don't mean to do that. Found it to be a little bit weird, because sometimes I do add that in the description and it still says I'm missing it in the description. So I need to do a little research by going to the RankMath help and finding why that issue happens. Maybe that's something you can figure out and tell me what we can do to fix that problem in the future. Let's see here, link out to external resources. We don't have any external links at this time. We will add those in the future. Do not follow links pointing to external resources. Again, we don't have any external resources. Adding internal links to content. Now that is something we really do need to do even before we publish it with a passing score of 75. So the last one is just use Content AI, which is their AI tool built into RankMath, but we don't have a subscription for that, so you can ignore that one. That one's never going to turn green. So we know this one is something that we can fix here with the internal link if we have a link, another article that is similar to this that we can link to. So we'll look at that in just one second. I want to look at the last two here, the readability and the content readability, and see if we have any quick wins we can find in here. Doesn't contain any power words in the title. Yeah, true. And then the content readability, one paragraph is considered long. So somewhere in the article we missed one of the paragraphs that is a little bit too long. So again, if you can't scroll back down and find it quickly, I would just say you're okay you're good to go, because we have that, again, that passing score. But let's scroll down to the bottom. In the bottom section here is a plugin that we have called Link Whisperer. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it or not, but it is really helpful in suggesting articles that we can link to, and tells us where to add that link to. So what it's doing is it's really working off of, let me go back up here to the settings for WordPress and look down here at these categories. These categories are something you also need to change before you publish the article. So what we want to do is we want to look at the title of this article, and again, the title of the article, it was an educational type of article, and a how-to is really what it falls into. So we're going to take it out of that. We're going to add a how-to, because that's really what it needs to be. But before we move on, I'm also going to check the reviews and the services, not the resources. Never check the resources. Those are all external posts coming in from a feed to our blog that are not our articles, so we don't want to link to them. And a lot of those are listed down here. You can see right here it says category resources. That's this resources category right here. We don't want those for our internal links. We only want things that are in the how-to, the reviews, the services, or the uncategorized, because those are the unpublished articles right now. So I can see the next one down here actually says how-to guides. That's a good one. There's another one, how-to guides. It's suggesting one under reviews. Let's see, what else? Resources. So there's a lot of resources. If what I was going to do is, if it didn't show anything but resources, I was going to really just do a save draft to add it to all of these categories at the same time, and then you can come back to Link Whisperer and say only show link suggestions that are in the same category as the post, and you can see right now it's only showing the uncategorized, which is what we had originally checked. And since we're using the free version of this plugin right now, it's still only going to show the uncategorized one until we do the following steps. So we need to regenerate the suggested links, and then we need to save the draft. We need to delete the uncategorized section there, and then you can see it did show the other ones here, but I don't think it'll let us select. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. So now we can select them and say, okay, we want to look in these categories and see what you have. So we'll regenerate the suggestions again. And that kind of just filters out the resources that we may have had originally and show us only now ones that we can actually link to. So that's good. We have actually 4 different posts that we can link to. So let's go ahead and do those links. I'll just show you one for right now. You can see over here on the left hand side it shows us the sentence that we can link to, and it shows us the article that goes along with that. Now let's see, is inventory control systems maybe something that goes along with music production? Could be if you're selling music equipment or something like that, right? So let's read the sentence and see. Observe a significant increase in efficiency and productivity. I don't think so. I don't think that, because I know this this article here, and it doesn't look like it's a good fit for me. So let's check another one here. The inventory management system boosted productivity and contributed to significant cost savings. And then over here we have material management system. Now those two are similar and the same. So let's go ahead and link that one. I'm going to look at these other two real quick too. The system is powered by inventory control software. Again, we got inventory management software reviews. Now that's a good one also to link to. And the key lies in understanding the business needs and tailoring the inventory control system to meet market's demand. And why digital marketing, what you need to know. That one doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound like a good match. So really it sounds like these two are our winners right now. So let's go ahead and do that. My throat's a little bit dry here. Okay, so what we do here is we click on the little paper clip. Take a look at the sentence first on what we're going to link to. It says the inventory management system boosts, and then hit scroll to text. There it is. And it's highlighted the text for us automatically to link to, and we just need to add that link. So again, this is the classic. We have to go all the way up to the top. Where did my toolbar go? Sometimes it disappears. So let's come back here and try this again. Sometimes you have to unselect the link and reselect it. Alright, so let's go back. There it is. Click on the link, go back down here, and there we are. Now, we already copied the link, so it's still on our clipboard. We should be able to just hit Control V. There it is, and it adds it to our link there. Let's check the options. Let's open that in a new window, and that's all we really need to do in here. So we'll hit Update. And we're finished. We made a good link there. Go back down to the bottom. And then the second link here is System and Inventory Management Software. Let's do that one. And again, it's highlighted. Let's see if it works. Yeah, this time it did. But it took me all the way back down to the bottom again. So let's go back up to that link. Scroll up and alright, there it is. And we'll put our open a new window, and you can see it actually changed where we put that link. So I've noticed that with the classic editor, it kind of gets confused sometimes, and you can see it did. So I'm going to unselect, reselect, and actually select a little bit more, because inventory management, well, no, let's just do inventory management. That's what it was talking about. And then let's do that link again here. Let's hit link and come back down here, and let's see if it works this time. Control V, open new window, update, and there we are. All right, so we're done. I think we're done here. Look, our score actually went up now to 80. I have noticed some of the settings up top disappearing. As you can see now, they're kind of disappeared a little bit. To get those back, I just click somewhere right around in here and they come back on. I don't know what kind of bug, or maybe there's a plugin affecting that. But one more thing we really need to do is check now this settings bar just to make sure everything is good before we end up publishing the article. And in your case, before you'll publish it in a draft mode for me, and then I'll get a notification to come and take a look at it before you actually publish it live. So let's go through the steps, the last bit of the steps here, and we're just going to check. Right now it's going to be visibly public. It's going to be published immediately. The template is a default template, and we want to check that URL. This is that permalink that we got from RankMath. We just want to make sure it looks right, and it looks like it is right. So I think we're good there. The only other thing is we need to uncheck these that we did not need from the linking. So let's uncheck the uncategorized, the services, and the reviews. And remember, this is an article on why leaders need inventory control systems to boost productivity. So in that case, we're telling them how to do that with our step-by-step process here in the article. Right there, step by step. So this is a how-to. So we'll want to make sure that's selected as well. Let's pretend like we did give it the featured image already with the alt text. And other than that, we don't have to do anything else to this article except for preview it. So I'm going to save the draft. And I'm going to click on the preview button, and I'm going to take a look at it. And I'm going to preview it, and I need to preview it in mobile, and I need to preview it in the desktop. So not too many people are using tablets anymore, but you can check that one as well, just to make sure things aren't falling off the page, aren't getting cut off. So let's preview this in a new tab. And there we are. So let's see how everything looks on the web. One thing I want you to check when you get it to this stage is I want you to take a look at the table of contents. Make sure it looks nice. It looks pretty good actually. It's a long article, so there's a lot of things, a lot of different headings and such in here to go to, but it looks pretty good. Let's click on one, make sure it's working right. And then let's just kind of scroll through that article to make sure everything looks right. So we should have a link up here for how-to guides archive. And I'm just going to kind of scroll through really quick. Make sure that the videos work. Looks like it works to me. And let's check the links to make sure that they open in a new window. Yep, looks like that one's working. And goes right to the article that it linked to, which is great. Let's go back and check the second link. And do this for every single link in the article. Same thing, it went to the right article. Everything looks great. If you had 15, 20, 30 URLs, please check every single one of them. Make sure they all work. Check every video. Looks like it works. Again, just skimming over the article for formatting, and then it should have my my author bio at the bottom there, and list some other articles that are similar to this article. So that's it. It looks like everything's good for the desktop. Let's go ahead and close that one and go back to the mobile, and let's see what it looks like with the mobile here. Click on the videos. Yep, working. Check the links. Uh-huh. Yep. And yeah, it's looking pretty good here. Okay, still works. All pictures, everything looks good. Link spacing, titles, headers. Yep, I think we're good for this. So let's go back to the desktop. Let's check the tablet real quick. All right, looks like everything's working for us. So really what we can do then at this point is just go ahead and publish this. So at this point what I want you to do is I want you to publish it but in a draft mode for me. So instead of publishing it live here at this point, under the visibility, you can publish it privately, and that will only be visible to site admins and editors. So you can just click on private, and it says, would you like to privately publish the post? You can say yes, okay, and it will do that for me. And then you need to basically select the link. You can just copy this link here. When you click on it here, it's a little harder to copy. You have to actually open the page and then copy it. But you copy it from right here, and then send me that in a just add that to your list. What I want you to do is create a list of all the articles that you publish, and you can just put them all on one list. And then at the end of the day, you can send those to me, and then I'll take a look at those and give you the green light to go ahead and publish them live, or to if they need updates or edits or something like that, I'll let you know at that point. So really just copy that and then paste it into a some type of worksheet that you can make, and just leave that available for me to take a look at. And that's it really. So I can update, and then we can just get out of this page and just repeat the process for the next article. So in this case, once you're ready to publish the article, let's say you've sent this over to me and I have approved the article already, then what we can do is from this point on, we can just go back into the article and publish it from that point. So it looks like it's taken a little bit of time to go back for some reason. Let's see if I can do something here to cancel it. Just spinning up here. I hear my fans on my computer kind of maybe it's struggling with the memory and the recording of the video at the same time here. Let's see if I can cancel it. I don't see it. But anyway, we would just go back here to the visibility and then just click on the private and click public, and then we would save update there, and that would publish it live. So we could just go back into again the WordPress editor, grab that on the post list, open it up, and then just publicize it that way. So that's it. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll answer those for you. Okay? Thank you.